In a surprising turn of events, Sean Combs, known widely as P. Diddy, found himself facing serious corruption charges brought forth by the United States federal government. The allegations revolved around claims of financial misconduct linked to his business ventures, raising questions about the integrity of his operations in the entertainment industry. The trial quickly gained media attention, with viewers captivated by the glamorous life of a hip-hop mogul intersecting with the stern realities of federal law.
The charges against Combs included allegations of money laundering, fraud, and conspiracy, involving significant sums that were purportedly siphoned off from various music and entertainment projects. As the details unfolded, the prosecution asserted that Combs had engaged in corrupt practices to personally benefit at the expense of others. The complexities of the case would require meticulous legal maneuvering, and the weight of the accusations loomed large over Combs' illustrious career.
As the case developed, Combs's family faced the scrutiny of the media and public perception. His children, a son and a daughter, expressed their support for their father, while also grappling with the emotional strain that such allegations could have on their family. The impact on their lives was palpable, as they balanced their own aspirations with the intense atmosphere surrounding their father's legal battle. Combs' mother, Janice Combs, stood as a pillar of strength during this tumultuous period. Known for her unwavering support of her son throughout his career, she became a vocal advocate, arguing for her son's innocence. Janice highlighted Sean's contributions to the music industry and the community, and she was determined to stay optimistic, believing firmly in his integrity and character.
Public sentiment surrounding the case was deeply divided. Fans of Combs were rallying to his defense, vocalizing their support on social media while expressing skepticism about the federal government's intentions. Detractors were quick to point out the serious nature of the charges, calling for accountability and justice. This polarization showcased the complexities of celebrity and accountability in modern society.
The government was adamant that they had a solid case against Combs. They presented evidence, including financial records and testimonies from former associates, aiming to paint a picture of elaborate schemes designed to evade the law. Legal experts suggested that while the government had credible evidence, the success of their case would ultimately depend on the intricacies of how the law applied to Combs' actions. As the trial approached, speculation began to swirl around potential witnesses who might be called to testify. Notably, Jennifer Lopez, a former romantic partner of Combs, was mentioned in conversations about the case. Some wondered whether she would be called to provide insights into his character or business practices during their time together. However, the legal team had yet to confirm her involvement in the proceedings.
Another figure that came up was Shine, a rapper and former associate of Combs who had undergone a significant transformation after serving time in prison. Depending on the direction of the case, Shine could potentially be called as a witness. His experiences and insights could provide valuable testimony, particularly given his past with Combs and how their relationship evolved over time.
In the event that Combs were to be incarcerated, questions arose regarding how he would manage his finances from jail. Known for his extensive business interests, many wondered who would handle his empire in his absence. Combs had established a network of trusted advisors and executives who had the capacity to maintain operations during any legal turmoil, but the intricacies of managing finances from behind bars would be challenging. Combs's defense team was reportedly working tirelessly to build a robust case that could counter the federal allegations. Legal experts emphasized the importance of demonstrating his innocence through evidence of legitimate business practices. The defense aimed to reveal any weak points in the government's case, insisting that Combs had operated within the law.
A crucial element for the defense would be bringing in character witnesses who could vouch for Combs' integrity. friends, and collaborators from the entertainment industry were discussed as potential witnesses who could speak to his contributions and philanthropic endeavors. Their testimonials would aim to create a more complete picture of Combs beyond the accusations. Beyond the courtroom, Combs' public relations team was developing a strategy to manage the media frenzy, engaging with the public through social media and interviews. They sought to maintain a narrative that centered around his innocence and positive contributions to society. This interplay between legal battles and public image was pivotal in shaping how the trial would unfold.
The pressures of the case weighed heavily on Combs's family, yet they sought ways to cope. His children participated in counseling programs, helping them process the emotional turbulence they experienced. The family also turned to each other for support, emphasizing the importance of unity during difficult times.
Combs' philanthropic endeavors had garnered him a loyal following in the community. As news of the charges surfaced, many individuals and organizations he had supported rallied to his side. They organized campaigns to petition for his release and to speak out against the charges they deemed politically motivated, further complicating the narrative around the case.
The case highlighted issues related to celebrity justice and whether public figures are treated differently in the eyes of the law. Legal scholars weighed in on the potential implications of the outcome for future cases involving celebrities, considering how public perception and media coverage impact the judicial process.
If found guilty, the potential sentences for the corruption charges could be severe, including lengthy prison time and substantial fines. The very real possibility of incarceration loomed over Combs and added to the urgency of his defense team's efforts to mitigate any adverse outcomes.
The ongoing trial and allegations had immediate repercussions on Combs's business ventures. Partners and investors grew apprehensive, prompting concerns over the viability of various projects. The uncertainty cast a shadow over previously successful brands, leading some to distance themselves from Combs until the dust settled.
Additionally, Combs' music career faced challenges due to the tarnishing of his reputation amid the legal battles. Collaborations and public appearances were scrutinized, with artists weighing the risks of associating with him during such a turbulent time. Nonetheless, some in the industry reaffirmed their loyalty to him, standing in solidarity against what they perceived as unfair treatment. The days leading up to the trial were filled with preparations for both the prosecution and defense. Mock trials were set up, allowing the legal teams to strategize and anticipate counters to their arguments. The trial's outcome hinged on meticulous planning and the ability to effectively communicate complex legal principles to the jury.
As the trial commenced, the jury selection process was meticulous and intense. After days of testimony from witnesses, arguments from the prosecution and defense, and the presentation of evidence, the jury was finally tasked with deliberation. The pressure weighed heavily on the jurors, who understood the high-profile nature of the case and its potential implications. After several tense days, the jury reached a verdict that would determine the fate of Sean Combs. The courtroom was filled with spectators, family members, and media representatives as the verdict was announced, marking a pivotal moment in Combs' life.
Should the verdict be acquittal, Sean Combs would face the monumental task of rebuilding his reputation. The swift return to public life would be essential, as supporters would rally around him. Combs would likely embark on a public relations campaign, emphasizing his commitment to integrity and his contributions to the music industry and community. His first step might include a press conference, where he would express gratitude to his legal team, family, and supporters while affirming his innocence and determination to continue his work.
Post-trial, Combs would likely explore new business ventures, potentially capitalizing on the finite media attention to launch or reinvigorate brands associated with his name. This could include exploring partnerships with rising artists and investing in innovative entertainment platforms. By strategically positioning himself in the market, he could attempt to harness the momentum of his acquittal to expand his empire.
In the unfortunate event of a conviction, the ramifications for Combs would be severe. He would face potential incarceration, impacting not only his personal life but also his extensive business interests. Combs would need to strategize on how to manage his various enterprises during his absence, possibly appointing trusted associates to oversee operations. The legal team could also explore options for appealing the conviction, prolonging the legal battle.
Should he be convicted, the defense could pursue an appeal, a lengthy process that might delay the implementation of any prison sentence. The appeal would focus on claiming violations of due process, questioning the admissibility of evidence, and highlighting potential missteps made by the original legal representation. This process would keep Combs in the public eye, but it would also serve to extend the emotional toll on his family.
Regardless of the trial's outcome, the dynamics within Combs' family would likely undergo significant changes. The stress of the situation could either strengthen their bonds or create rifts. Should he be convicted, the family may need to come together to support one another emotionally and practically. They might seek therapy or counseling to navigate this challenging chapter, focusing on healing and resilience. In the wake of the trial, public opinion surrounding Sean Combs would shift. If acquitted, the media coverage might focus on themes of justice and resilience, highlighting the celebrity's philanthropy and positive contributions to society. Conversely, a conviction would turn focus to issues of accountability and the legal system's treatment of high-profile figures. Media narratives would play a significant role in shaping Combs' post-trial identity.
If acquitted, Combs might also increase his involvement in community engagement initiatives. His past philanthropic work had made a significant impact, and a renewed focus on charity could serve to mend any public relations damage. Hosting events, donating to local causes, and mentoring young artists could help redefine his legacy, showcasing a commitment to giving back that transcends the challenges faced during the trial. Also, kindly subscribe to this channel for topics such as this one, Dak. Also, tell a friend to subscribe if you have already done so. We appreciate you.
In the entertainment industry, collaborations would be a key aspect of Combs' strategy post-trial. He may choose to work with young, emerging artists, fostering fresh talent and revitalizing his professional image. By positioning himself as a mentor and collaborator, Combs could present a narrative of redemption and evolution, appealing to both old fans and new audiences.
Navigating the aftermath of a high-stakes trial would certainly take a toll on Combs's mental health. Whether acquitted or convicted, the pressures and stresses of public scrutiny would be substantial. Combs could invest in mental health support through therapy or wellness programs to cope with the emotional fallout, ensuring that he addresses his mental and emotional well-being as a priority moving forward.
With his extensive experience and knowledge of the entertainment industry, Combs would likely engage in long-term strategic planning to secure his business interests. If acquitted, he could reinforce the branding of his projects while exploring new markets. Conversely, if needing to adapt to a potential imprisonment scenario, he would work with a trusted team to implement contingency plans for his investments and brand properties, ensuring continuity even in his absence.
The traumatic experience of facing serious charges and enduring a public trial could lead to personal growth for Combs. He might take valuable lessons from the process, including the importance of transparency and ethical conduct in business. Sharing his journey through interviews or public speaking engagements could serve as inspiration for others facing adversity, emphasizing resilience and integrity. The relationships within the music industry would need to be navigated carefully. Those who remained loyal during the trial could become crucial allies in rebuilding Combs' career. Meanwhile, he would need to address potential tensions with those who distance themselves, working to mend relationships and regain trust through collaboration and open communication.
The trial could also spark broader discussions regarding legal reforms, especially surrounding issues of corruption and accountability in the entertainment industry. Combs, as a high-profile figure, might advocate for reforms aimed at ensuring fairness and transparency in celebrity trials, calling towards striking a balance between a celebrity's public persona and judicial integrity. Upon concluding the trial, Combs may embark on a carefully crafted public appearances schedule to reconnect with fans, attend events, and promote charity initiatives. These appearances would be strategically planned to maximize exposure while reflecting a commitment to positivity and purpose, steering away from the negativity associated with the trial.
In building his public relations strategy, engaging with fans through social media platforms would be essential. Combs could opt to share personal anecdotes regarding his experiences, lessons learned, and future aspirations. By fostering an authentic connection with fans, he would aim to rebuild his image and restore the trust that may have been compromised during the trial. Also, if you found anything informational in this broadcast, kindly subscribe this channel. Thank you.
Post-trial, Combs might also collaborate with advocates for justice reform and social equity initiatives. Engaging in these causes could shift some of the focus away from his past while contributing to meaningful societal change. It would enable him to utilize his platform for good, allowing him to make an impact by shedding light on systemic issues within the justice system.
In navigating post-trial criticism, Combs would need to manage public perception actively, with some factions potentially remaining skeptical of his character. Having open dialogues and responding to negative narratives with evidence of his contributions and integrity would be vital.